This video is for entertainment purposes only. None of the information you're about to hear should be considered medical advice, and you should always consult a licensed medical practitioner before embarking on a health or lifestyle change. Well, good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. I've got a completely different setup here tonight. If someone can let me know if the audio is will get okay. It's as you can see, I'm in a completely different setup today. I've got the everything set up in the kitchen tonight. As you saw from the title of the live stream, we're going to sort of try and do a live cooking thing here. And we've done this in the past a couple of times. It's been a long time though, so um, we'll see how it goes. I guess this is sort of part of the Wheel of Regret series that I wanted to start doing, where we try some really weird sort of ingredients for chaffles. Uh, how much of this is going to turn into a chaffle recipe, I'm not entirely sure tonight. But you know, first we need to make some curry chicken, which was a submission from Matt and Mouse. So that'll be the first interesting part because I've never made curry chicken before. I think I've got a bunch of stuff that might turn into curry chicken here. But I guess we'll find out together. So, but let's see who's here first. We had Kendra was early in the door, and Lynn's here. Good to see you both. Brenda is here. Scratchy Pete, yay. Jaden's here. Got Jesse in the live stream as well. Hopefully, you're all doing good tonight. Trying to stay warm out there. It's definitely been cold here. I wound up having to work outside all day today too, so that was not much fun for sure. I got Michael is here as well. Cheryl Grandma is in the house. Just want to make sure we say hi to everyone here. Rick from Twin Brook Acres is here. New Times, New Beginnings is here. Thanks for stopping by. We've got Dustin in house. Good to see you, Dustin. Sounds good. That's good. Thank you. You say we've almost completely torn down the whole studio setup. We've got our main camera here, and then over here I've got my uh, uh, GoPro set up um, with the to do the cooking part over there. So hopefully the technology like wants to play tonight. Let me just speaking of the GoPro, let's get that fired up so that it's ready to go when we want to switch over to it. Make sure we don't miss anyone. Loretta Jason's here. Yeah. Yeah. How do you like the nice tile work? Looks good from afar, but there's definitely some little issues with it. But for someone who's never installed tile before, I guess it turned out pretty good. Yep. Tragically hip. I love the hip for sure. Um, thanks for that, Pete, for the reminder. Yes, it was very cold today, and like I say, we unfortunately part of my job sometimes is working outside. I had to install a bunch of cameras on the outside of the building today, so it was a lot of working outside for half an hour and then sitting in the truck for a few minutes warming up and then going back out. And I had my full, winter suit on with, like not a snowmobile suit, but like the winter pants and everything else. So overall, I survived, but I still don't like doing that anymore. So, okay. So I think we're caught up with the chat. Hopefully everyone has seen the recent videos and you can see got the iBio uh, continuous ketone monitor. applied. I put that in last night. Um, it's one of those things, and I know Michael had commented on the video. It was I was more uh, the anticipation of what it might feel like to apply that monitor was sort of a big part of it. Um, having having never actually put one on before, I didn't know what I would feel, if anything, kind of thing. And looking at uh, the probe that's on the sensor, like the sensor itself, you can see is really quite small. It's only like an inch and a half kind of thing by an inch. So it is quite small, but the probe on it, I don't know, the probe was probably half inch long. Like, okay, well, that's gonna stick into me. So that's the part that kinda freaked me out at first. But the way it is, it's that applicator, if you watch the video, it's just like an applicator, and it's a spring-loaded, uh, applicator, so you just put it up against your skin and hit the button, and it shoots it in so fast that you can't even feel anything. So it was more the anticipation of what it was gonna be feel like that got me kinda thing. Um, but now that I know what it's like, and it's the same thing when I first started keto and I got the regular finger prick, blood monitors, so you had to get, like, a lancet, um, that was spring-loaded as well, so you would it's just a little needle that would, pierce your skin. First few times doing that, it was, uh, kind of not knowing what to expect that got you kinda thing, so but we got through it, and so far, the data that I'm getting from it is pretty much what I expected it would be. Um, it's saying based on their measurements or what they say is being in ketosis, like their sort of uh, metrics, they anywhere from point 0.5 to 3.0 is, and that's millimeters per deciliter or whatever it is. Um, that's nutritional ketosis. Which, yes, that is the sort of standard that everyone goes by, but as far as I'm concerned, if you have any kind of reading, uh, then you're in ketosis as far as I'm concerned. So, basically, what it's been saying so far is that um, I think in the last sort of 24 hours, the low has been like point 0.2 and the high has been point 0.9. And I never really expect much more than that because one thing to know about ketones is the whole point of a ketogenic diet is that you're converting the um, fat, like stored fat, dietary fat, all of that is converted into what's called ketones. And then that's when your body, once you're fat adapted, and your body switches from using glucose for energy to fat or ketones, your body starts using those ketones that are generated as energy. So that's what gives you the energy you need throughout the day instead of glucose, right? Um, so the other side to that is that when you start using those ketones for energy, there's tends to be less left over just roaming around in your body. Um, so even like traditional monitors, like the finger prick ones and all that, will typically over time, like I've been keto for over 6 years now, over time that reading will stay fairly low, but all that means is that your body um, is getting better at utilizing the ketones for energy. So ultimately the monitor is going to be something interesting to try out. Again, I've never used a continuous monitor run time. So, good trial, I guess. This the continuous ketone monitor, I see this as being more helpful for people that are just starting out, on a ketogenic diet kind of thing. Right now, um, it's not even approved for use, by the USDA, and it's not approved in Canada yet for sale. They're working on getting it approved this year from what I've been told, which is good to hear, I think. Uh, Even in Canada, here, it's been hard just to get a continuous glucose monitor without having to go and convince your, doctor to give you a prescription because they only wanna give it to people that have already become diabetic, instead of giving it to people to help them not become diabetic with type 2 diabetes, they would rather wait till people become diabetic and then give them the prescription, so we're a little bit backwards here, but that's a whole other story. Saw a few other people sneak in here. Not Mouse is here. Low Carb Spin is here. Thank you for coming in. I'm technically in a meeting. We'll want to watch properly later. Cool. This is your episode. You're responsible for this. Um, Lynn saying, I totally forgot I did test my ketones at the very beginning years ago. I used a breathalyzer. Yeah. And those ones are even less sort of accurate from what from what I've seen in the past. So rated cold and busy. Yeah, it's been nasty cold here for sure. Kendra said, and I haven't ever done any kind of ketone test, just blood sugar levels. And at the end of the day, I think blood sugar testing is just as valuable, that kind of data, even more so, I think, because what you're trying to do is because anytime you eat, doesn't matter what you eat, you can eat a low carb diet. Anything you eat is always going to spike your glucose, and then your insulin response is what's supposed to bring it back down again. And testing glucose can show you that, okay, you had that spike, but then you came right back down again to a baseline in the amount of time that it's when you go up and up and up and up and don't come down fast enough, that's when things can be problematic kind of thing. But of course, I'm not a doctor, so just take what I say with basically just from personal experience. So, how you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you back in the chat. Yeah, the breathalyzer testing wasn't reliable. I guess that's why I forgot I even did it. Yeah, for sure. Cool. So hope you're all doing good tonight. Like you say, this was the first spin of the wheel of regret kind of thing. We got a whole bunch of weird ingredients to make into chaffles at some point um, throughout the series. I'm not going to rush it. It'll happen every couple of months, and we'll try something new. Doing a live cooking show like this is kind of something I only do when I'm home alone. Just just one of those things. I'm not the kind of YouTuber that sit here and do this while my wife sits beside listening to. That's just not who I am. So she's gone for a couple of days, so I figured I might as well take this opportunity to try and do something completely different. Like I said, we're gonna make curry chicken. Um, I made some just to speed things up a bit. I made some shredded chicken in the Instant Pot last night. Get going. Just got some chopped onions already. Hi, Kevin, how you doing? And then I don't know, I went through a whole bunch of different recipes and looked up, some basic curry recipes, and Matt sent me a couple, and it's one of those things where I'm not a chef. I barely know what I'm doing, but I also got just some regular curry powder, and then I got some of this curry masala. So this is like um, basically a pre-mixed mm, spice mix, I guess you would call it. So it's got coriander, turmeric, cumin, cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, nutmeg. Yeah, so that's all that's in there, but it's all in one sort of pre-mix, just so you don't have to buy it all individually kind of thing, because it's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't use on an ongoing basis. So at least something like this should last a while. So that's those two ingredients. And then most of the recipes call for like fresh garlic, but that's all I got. So that's what we're going to use. And then I have some tomato paste that we can add, some uh, finely chopped tomatoes in here as well. And then I picked up some coconut milk that we can add as well. This is going to be sort of a low carb thing, low carb. We're not adding sugar or anything, but things like tomatoes and things like coconut milk and tomato paste and all that are going to have sugars in it. Spice is going to have sugars in it. So, don't take this as a keto meal because it probably technically isn't. But it is what it is. We'll do our best. I keep meaning to ask if there's a way for you to try a keto version of the gnocchi I made, maybe using almond flour or something. Yeah, that would be interesting, Loretta. I'm not sure, but we can definitely look into it. Um, it's a matter of being able to make a dough that would sort of uh, stay together when you boil it, kind of thing. But yeah, that would definitely be interesting for sure. Karma, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, if you type hashtag Thrive in the chat, if Nightbot is awake, they should drop your channel link for you. So why don't we get things started here? I'm just gonna, because it's gonna take a little while. Again, I've pre-cooked the chicken, so that should speed things up a little bit. But I still need to cook the onions. I probably could have started that ahead of time. This is sort of why I wanted to start this live stream um, a little bit earlier because it's going to take a while to actually get this done. And because this is really just making the curry chicken. The whole idea behind this is to be able to try and make this into a chaffle when we're done. Whether or not that's going to work, I guess we'll find out. But that's the whole idea behind this whole series that I'm trying to put together with the Wheel of Regret. There are a few other items on there already, like sardines and anchovies and peanut butter and pickles, Miss Kendra. So we'll have fun with anything, all the recipes as they come along, kind of thing. They probably won't all be live stream cook-alongs, but we'll get to them, like I say, once every month or every couple of months, kind of thing. Angela, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. Yeah, hope everyone's doing good. Let me try and switch here. No, that's not what I want. Camera. See if this is going to work tonight. So, so we'll switch over to this camera here. Let me just make sure I can see what's going on. I'm so kind of out of my element up here without my two screens that I usually have when I do live streams. Well, we're just going to start uh, getting these onions going. Everyone's saying hi to Angela. It's good to see everyone tonight. Like you say, hopefully everyone's having a good week so far. It's Thursday already, so Terry's dropping by. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I can definitely understand. We can't all be everywhere at once, but thanks for stopping by and supporting the live stream. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, hope no more snow on Sunday into Monday. Yeah, hopefully not. I'm done with the snow, that's for sure. Yeah. I think ultimately I probably should have started cooking these onions a bit earlier, but like I say, can't be completely prepared. That wouldn't make any sense. Everyone's saying hi to So Terry here. So maybe go back to the other camera here for now while that gets going. We got covered with snow. Looking forward to the summer. Yep, for sure. That's for sure. So yeah, hopefully um, the video and the audio on this is good. You say I don't do this setup too often. Um, I'm even running the live stream through my laptop, which I usually don't. I usually use my desktop in the basement. But for tonight, it's running on a laptop, and unfortunately, when I bought this laptop, it doesn't have a hardwired internet connection. It's Wi-Fi, but my Wi-Fi router is like literally 10 feet away from here, so it's not too hard. I don't usually have any trouble with it. Just get those onions started. I think I got this T-shirt. I'd like to say that I got it at Mark's Work Warehouse. Um, the uh, I don't know if they sell them anymore, but they used to sell like concert T-shirts. So I've got this. I've got a Led Zeppelin one and a Rolling Stone T-shirt. They were all sort of part of the same series. I think they were like $10 kind of thing. Um, yeah, they're great. I think we have a delay on the TV though compared to the cell phone. Would be for sure. Pasha D is here watching the video. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I've got the ketone monitor running right now, getting some data. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they were from Mark. Said hi, Kevin. Little Ruby Vintage is here. Thanks for coming by. Rez has a new hip shirt. His Christmas present. Nice. Yeah, I still remember the final Tragically Hip concert that they put on from Kingston. We were still in our old house at that time, but I set up an outdoor projector and projector screen and my big DJ speakers and all that, and we listened to the concert in the backyard in the rain because, of course, it had rain. But yeah, it's too bad they're not around anymore. But they're definitely the sound of Canada, or at least Ontario. I don't know if they're that big in the rest of Canada. So we'll just sweat these onions down a little bit before we add the chicken in there to heat it up. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but I can't remember now. Um, the one thing we did manage to do this week, just yesterday or the day before, the channel made it to 6,900 subscribers. So really appreciate the support from all the great people that follow along here and watch the videos every week. Um, Growth's been kind of slowed down over Christmas, but things are starting to pick up again, which is always nice to see. We keep getting the views from some of the older videos, which is what's sort of keeping the channel going right now. The newer videos aren't getting a ton of views. They're doing good. You know, yeah, looks like we're having some flaky issues with the camera. Hopefully, it doesn't decide to give out on me. Yeah, still gonna be a while for that, Pete, but, I guess we're closer to the 10,000 than we are 5,000 now, so okay, well, let's just add our chicken in here and get it warmed up. Again, that was just some shredded chicken that I made in the Instant Pot. That's a really easy way to make chicken. You just throw frozen, boneless, skinless chicken breast in the Instant Pot and pressure cook it for 45 minutes, and then just shred it apart. Um, and then you have lots left over. So, and what I put in there, I actually weighed it. Can you imagine that? Even was at Canadian Tire today and found a kitchen scale that was on sale for pretty cheap. So, I actually weighed something, and so that was 10 ounces of shredded chicken. I was going to put in a full pound, but I didn't think I needed to have that much. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I always say it smells the best in the house when you start frying those onions. Yep, for sure. After you start crying from cutting them, of course. Now, one thing I didn't get out that I wanted to already, so excuse me while I do that, because it's buried. I just wanted to get some chicken stock out to add, just to give it some moisture. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, those are my pictures of my grandkids and everything that are on the fridge right now. I have places to put magnets or channel magnets, probably not on the fridge though. So we'll just let that warm up for a couple of minutes, and then we'll start adding some spices and everything else, and hopefully it won't take too long to cook into something edible. Brenda's here again. Thanks for coming by, Brenda. Mama Potato Heyday. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by from a tour chat. Really appreciate it. So yeah, like you say, we've got our curry and we've got our curry masala spice mix, some garlic powder, coconut milk, tomatoes, tomato paste. I don't even know if we really even need the tomato paste, but I've got it anyway. Two of them have like the tomatoes and the coconut milk have hot tops on them, so that's nice. And then as far as the garlic powder, I've got, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon. The curry powder, I measured out about a tablespoon and a half. We're not gonna use it all right away, and then the same with the masala. We've got about a tablespoon and a half, but we're just gonna add it a little bit at a time and see what we need kinda thing, so make sure all that shredded chicken is broken apart there. So, yeah, so I got talking about the audio and video on the live streams. Again, it's a different setup than I'm normally using. Like I say, I've got my main camera, which is just a Canon DSLR camera, and then I've got my GoPro working over the stove kind of thing. The other thing I picked up because one thing I've been trying to get right is the audio uh, for videos and live streams and stuff like that. So what I actually picked up was a sort of base set of the DJI Mic 2 wireless microphone. So it's basically a single wireless lav mic with a receiver. Um, doesn't come with a fancy charging case and all that. It's just got a USB charge, but it was, a lot cheaper that way. And I don't need that case. I don't find that it really matters one way or the other. And it only came with one lav mic, which is all I've ever used in the past before, even with my newer ones. Um, so, like I say, I've been trying to figure out how to get better audio for the videos and live streams. And I think this one um, seems to be working all right. And the nice thing about this lav mic is that it will actually run um, on Bluetooth. So right now I have my lav mic Bluetooth to my laptop for audio. So I don't even have to hook up a receiver or anything for it. And the same thing will work with my cell phone. Um, or I can hook up the receiver and I can mount it to the camera or to the GoPro or any of that. So it works pretty good too. So far so good. Of course, I did that video last night about the ketone monitor, and apparently it didn't use the lav mic audio. I think it just used the audio from the camera itself. So it turned out pretty crappy, in my opinion, anyway. So audio definitely is tricky. I do like wireless mics though. It makes it doing things like this really easy. You can walk around. I've had wired lav mics before, but they're a little bit cumbersome. Okay, so that's sort of warmed up there. Uh, how's the game piece going that you're making? Yeah, well, we've done 2 nights of that so far, Angela. I'm only gonna work on it on the live stream, so where we got to on the last one is where it sits right now on the shelf. We'll get back to building that next week. So, okay, let us switch cameras again here. That's the other thing I wanna look into getting to though is a camera switching device so that I can have them both running at the same time. It does not seem to want to see if I can kick this into webcam mode here. Reboot. It does not want to go. Well, that's annoying. Let's see if we can, no, it's not even, oh boy, I love technology. I guess we'll have to try and turn it off and turn it back on again. See if that works. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. See, sometimes you just have to turn it off and turn it back on again. So we've got our chicken and onions going here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding um, some of the curry powder in here. Just close that. I see a few other people have come in, so hi to you. I'll say hi to everyone in a few minutes here, but we're just going to start adding our curry powder in here. Like I said, from what I saw, it said use like 1 to 2 tablespoons for a pound of protein or vegetables. And I had a tablespoon and a half measured out, but we only have 10 ounces of chicken here. So we won't use all of that. And then I'm going to put some of this um, curry masala in, which is just a spice mix. Again, we'll probably put in about the same amount here. Get that going. I'm probably just going to add a little bit more chicken stock here. See Henry's come in. It's good to see you, Henry. Thanks for stopping by. Just let the spices cook in there. We'll add some garlic powder as well. Another thing with me doing this when my wife's away, she likes garlic, but it doesn't like her, so I don't usually use it too much when I'm cooking stuff. So I can pretty much cook what I want for the next couple of days. Make sure that chicken's all well coated with the curry. We'll let that simmer for a couple of minutes. Let's just see if I've missed anyone here. I did see Henry that came in. The, was it this bracelet here, Angela? Those are some swag that I have made up for the channel. I've only got about 1,000 of them left to give out. It's going to take a while. I can't change my channel name until I get rid of them. Yeah, Henry was here. Yep. Type hashtag Thrive in the chat, and Nightbot should drop your link for you. All is here. It's good to see you. We're making curry chicken, part of the Wheel of Regret series of Chaffle ingredients. Matt and Mouse submitted curry chicken, or they weren't, I don't think they were even actually submitting it as a sort of Wheel of Regret type ingredient. They were just asking if I'd ever made curry chicken chaffles, which I hadn't. So we put it on the wheel anyways, and here we are. We're gonna make the curry chicken first, and then we're gonna see how if if it can be made into a chaffle, basically. It definitely smells good in here, that's for sure. Hope everyone, got through the storms that rolled through the continent safely and without too much damage. I know, we ultimately, I think, got off pretty easily with those storms. So it's, can't complain, that's for sure. Yeah, the funny thing is that I've always wanted to make curry, like curry chicken, but I've never actually made it myself. Um, so this may be dangerous. I may find myself making this all the time now. I don't like, I asked my wife if she liked it, and she couldn't actually remember having it before either, so, um, I'm not sure if she would like it at all either, so Uh, when's the next Wheel of Regret? It's yeah, it's gonna be kind of the Wheel of Regret is gonna be, uh, certain kind of when to, fill in space when I need a recipe kinda thing. It's not gonna be every week that we do it. It may be once every couple of months, we'll do another one. Like I say, I've still got 4 or 5, different ingredients on the wheel. There was a post in my community tabs a while ago asking for submissions. So, like for instance, Lynn submitted sardines, so we got to do that again. I think Jerry over at Carnivore Jerry, she submitted the anchovies, so we do anchovies. And then Kendra suggested peanut butter and pickles, so we got to try and figure that one out. Aaron's here. Good to see Aaron. Thanks for coming by. Like to eat it, but never cooked it. I've not done either. Andy's here. Good to see you, Andy. Thanks for stopping by. Hope everyone's having a good night so far. We're not doing too bad. We're only 45 minutes in, and we've actually got something that resembles curry cooking on the stove here. So I guess that's a good start. So why don't we add some of our other ingredients here? Everyone's saying hi to Andy. I made sausage curry for the kids. I followed the Australian recipe because that's what they had on Bluey. Okay. So I've got some diced tomatoes here. We're not gonna add a lot to it. My worry here is that it's not gonna do too well with Chaffles kind of thing, with too much liquid. So we may wind up with a another Chaffle disaster with this. I'm sure it'll be a good tasting Chaffle disaster, but we're gonna be a little bit sparing with the tomatoes and other liquids kind of thing. So finely chopped or crushed tomatoes, basically. We'll give that a stir around, make sure we're not missing anyone. Yeah, curry sausage sounds pretty good for sure. Probably add a little bit more of that. See Kevin still hanging out. It's good to see you, Kevin. I'll have to message you tonight or tomorrow and see if we can still arrange a meetup this Saturday. As long as the weather's gonna be, uh, decent enough, I'm down for taking a drive to Niagara Falls just to hang out for a couple hours, and every time we get together, we have a good talk about YouTube and all of its frustrations and fun and, what we can do better kinda thing, so if you ever get the chance to meet up with other creators, I would definitely, take advantage of those times for sure. Uh, the kids just ate the sausage out of it, that's funny. Figures, yeah. Sadly, the sausages have so much filler here, you have to check the ingredients. Yep. You have to check ingredients everywhere. That's the way it is if you're not making your own sausage for sure. Cold but clear, I believe. I just IG'd you of list of restaurants. Okay. So we can gain some. Sounds good to me, Kevin. And then I was saying, was it last night that I'm tempted to sort of run a live stream while I'm driving down there with my phone kind of thing. So we'll see what kind of adventure that is for sure. Okay, so I think the last thing we're going to add to this, and then we're going to let it cook for a little bit, is some coconut milk. And this, I will definitely say that recipes like this um, are way out of my sort of wheelhouse. I'm not, I don't do fancy cooking by any means. And by fancy, this is sort of what I consider fancy. So let's just add a little bit of that in there. And again, we're only going to do a little bit at a time of these ingredients. I don't want to get it um, too much moisture in this because it'll just make it really hard to um, turn into a waffle. Well, you were saying it really smells good, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll cover that and let that simmer for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back over here and see if our other camera is still working. Yay. The bluey, that's my grandson's. I have two blue healers. Cool. Just Jason's gourmet cook-off challenge. Yeah, not even close. How do I like cooking on electric stove? Do you ever have gas? No, we don't. No, I haven't had a gas stove, not that I can remember. Anyways, not it's not unheard of here, but it's not as common as other places. But yeah, um, I prefer the glass top stoves like we have now. Like when we had this house built 8 years ago, we bought new appliances with it. That's the first time we've gotten like a glass top stove or ceramic top or whatever it is. Um, the Before that was always the electric coils, like the old electric coils kind of thing. So I do prefer this version of electric stove. Um, Definitely not against gas. I guess ultimately it's one of those things where, we have behind the electric stove here, when they built the house, it has a gas hookup ready to go if we ever wanted to put one in. So the steam coming up. to the camera where I can smell it. Yeah, it really does smell good in here for sure. It tastes good. I'm sure. I always wanted a healer, but I don't have those yet. They definitely like to work. We have an electric stove that heats inconsistently, so occasionally it's like a surprise gas stove. Yep, for sure. This is a Frigidaire stove that we have. When we, like I said, when we built the house, we went to a small appliance store and just bought a package, dishwasher, stove, fridge. Uh, it's all the same series, basically, so it's all got the same handles and looks the same. Ultimately, we'll probably wind up upgrading all three of them eventually because they're sort of entry level. You know, when you're building a house and you have to pick out everything that you got to pick out your cupboards, you got to pick out your countertops and your sinks and your walls and your floor and brick and lighting, and it's just exhausting. So we basically just went in and found a set of appliances that was on sale, and that's what we went with, just to get it over with, kind of thing. Now, again, if we did it again, we'd probably go with it, and we'll probably um, the the dishwasher for sure. We're gonna upgrade to a better quality one, but my electric stove acted like that before it broke. Yeah, no doubt. Don't use the occasional envelope with unflavored gelatin to adjust when something is too moist. Recently, I'm liking it. I haven't. You know, it would definitely be an option over using things like almond flour or coconut flour. I have it. Um, in fact, I can tease something for you here. I'm not going to get super specific about it, but if I can get it without knocking everything over here, we have a couple of things that will be used in an upcoming video, quite possibly even this week's video. See if I can get them out here, kind of thing, just to show you. Just one of those things that's been done before, but because I'm uh, an affiliate with another company, electrolyte company now, I'm going to try it with their product. So it's really no spoiler alert. It's not going to be super special, but so what we have here, I don't know if you can see it. So those are gummy bear molds. So I've got four of them. There's four molds, and these are like not giant gummy bears, but 50 milliliter bears. And then I've got the actual uh, gummy bear gelatin mix here. So that's a really it's a good quality mix. So we're gonna make some electrolyte gummy bears out of that. So it should be interesting. Never done that before either. So that could go. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to be too hard to do stuff like that. But so that might be coming out this weekend as well. Fixing to change the gas stove eventually. It's very common to use gas here, but they're being replaced with electric non-gas stoves. Yeah, I have an electric stove because my neighborhood doesn't have gas. That would make sense. Too many decisions, so I haven't updated my kitchen since I moved here yet. I have gas lines where I live. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like a lot of houses don't even have gas, and people don't want to uh, sort of run their stoves on propane, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to run it on propane either. This is definitely looking pretty good over here. It's getting there for sure. I let that just simmer for a few more minutes. Maybe we'll start getting set up for part two of tonight's festivities here. Put some stuff out of the way. I've made a lot of gummy bears before, and they're good. Well, that's good. You say it's one of those things that I'm like, I've got this heart lime electrolytes from Salter, so I thought, well, nice. That would be a good flavor for a gummy bear. So figure we'll give that a try. And then I was looking for the uh, molds to make them with, and I found those giant bear ones. I'm like, oh, well, that would be good. Be a lot easier than those little tiny uh, gummy bears, right? So just get some stuff moved out of the way here and get our cutting board so that we can get set up to make chaffles. How much do I sell my bracelets for? I don't really sell them, Angela. It's more of a when I go to events or I meet up with people, I just give them away. If you want, just send me an email and you're in Canada, right? So it's not, it's not free to send everywhere, but if you just email me your address, I can send you some stickers and bracelets and a key tag and stuff like that. I guess I don't need to plug the dash minis in yet. I'm getting ahead of myself here. We have upgraded from 20-year-old appliances just recently. Yep. And that's the thing, 20-year-old appliances really worked well, right? You buy appliances nowadays and, even the most expensive appliances don't really work that good. We'll get our other stuff out for the chaffles here. It's like making two things in one night. Of course, I only got stuff out that I needed for the curry chicken and never bothered to get anything out for the chaffles except for the dash minis. So we need our 2/3 cup measurement. And then use mozzarella cheese tonight. And then maybe we'll make crispy chaffles with Parmesan as well. If you ever saw I have a video from a few months ago it's just a quick short video about how to make crispy chaffles using Parmesan cheese. And if you're a creator, like the one tip that Kevin sort of kept talking about that I sort of didn't really follow up on for quite a while is to take some of your older videos that have done half decent in the past and then post them on your community tab, sort of just reminding people about it. Let them know that hey, if you missed this video, especially if it's a few months old and you got a bunch of new people on your channel, um, it's a way to sort of reinvigorate uh, uh, videos that may have sort of stopped getting views, kind of thing. So I did that with that uh, secret to making perfectly crisp chopples every time video, and ever since I did that, it's been um, my most watched video every day, basically. Even even with all the new videos that I'm releasing. So definitely a good tip. Do it, try it with a different video every week and see what happens. So Coach Juliet Edens is here. Thanks for stopping by. That's no problem. Yeah, showing off for sure. Well, we haven't really succeeded in doing either one of them yet. Like I think the curry chicken is doing all right, but we haven't actually finished either one of them yet. So hold that thought. So we've got our 2/3 of a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese in our bowl, and we're gonna probably use 2 eggs tonight for our mix because usually I will use an extra egg if I'm gonna add anything other than just the sort of base recipe, which is just 2/3 of a cup of mozzarella cheese. That pass in there, so we can get that, start getting that mixed up. See, Henry has a drone now too. You were asking about drone footage last night. I know around here there's a lot of restrictions about flying drones. I don't think it's anything different than other places, kind of thing, but it's definitely there's if you get over a certain weight, you have to actually go for a training course. They just hold them at the college here, um, in the aviation department, basically. So definitely something you need to be aware of if you're flying a drone is that certain sizes and weights and all that have different regulations. I think our curry chicken is probably well cooked. So we're going to take that off the heat, let that cool down just a little bit. Don't want to put anything scalding hot into the chocolate mix. Hopefully you can see that. I can probably switch over to the other camera for a minute here, just to, so that's what the curry chicken look like. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to look like, but it certainly smells really good. And that would definitely go well over, obviously I wouldn't put it over rice, but, that would definitely uh, be good over rice. Switch back over here. Just make sure we're not missing anything. And again, StreamYard is not keeping up with the live chat. So I do apologize. Yeah, posting older videos on your community tab definitely works. Matt and Mouse is back. Ordered the Dash Mini that makes 4 from Amazon. Yep. They ended up sending 2. It's been sitting in the closet for since. That's interesting. Kendra's got 2 of those. She cooks up forms of Chaffles whenever she's making them. And Nora's here. Good to see you, Nora. Yeah, I don't know what is going on with StreamYard. It is just live chat or the chat replay on StreamYard is just not keeping up with the actual live chat on the live stream. It's really annoying. So we've got our 2 eggs and 2/3 of a cup of mozzarella cheese to start with here. Like I said, we're gonna make some crispy chaffles tonight, so we'll get some Parmesan cheese ready to go here too. Everyone's saying hi to. Yeah, if you ever want to have really crispy chaffles, then you can just add a layer of Parmesan cheese on the top and the bottom when you're cooking them. It'll really crisp up the outsides of. StreamYard usually 10 seconds behind too. Yes and no, kind of thing. Usually for chat messages, it's right on, keeps up completely. Like it doesn't, it's just when there's a message in the live stream, the message just shows up on StreamYard. So I don't know what the problem is. So I have to keep going back to the actual live stream to see if there's new messages, which is kind of annoying. Kendra is still here dealing with some. That's not a problem, Kendra. I appreciate you sticking around. Hopefully everything's going all right on the actual video tonight. Having actual issues that we don't know about. So I just want this chicken to cool down just a little bit before we add it to the chaffle maker. Ruby's coming in. So you can see me. That's fine. Appreciate you being here. It's so weird. Like the last the last message I see on StreamYard was from Henry, and that was 8 minutes ago. And that's it. I haven't gotten anything come through StreamYard since. I don't know. I have to start sending some messages to them and complaining. I do like StreamYard. It's easy to use. Um, I have a paid subscription to it, so it's you know got lots of fancy features. But if the easiest feature is doesn't work, then I don't know what the point is. Rice biscuits here. It's good to see you. No, it doesn't, Aaron. I'm watching the live stream too. I have two different windows open. Usually have two monitors so I can watch them both at the same time, but on my laptop I just got the two screens open basically. Okay, so I just plugged in the Dash Minis to get them warming up. Get a spoon out for the waffles and get my tongs out. Look like it finally came back. Stupid stream, man. Reserving my right to remain silent. I already received one strike warning. That's no good. Was that with I saw something about that, Juliet. Was that from your discussion with Adrian's? That's what I gathered anyways, but I didn't catch all the details about it, so I just uh, added a couple of scoops of the curry chicken in here. I'll get that mixed in. Mm, yep, we made some curry chicken, as suggested by Matt and Mouth, um, as part of the Wheel of Regret for ingredients. They asked if I had ever made a curry chicken chaffle before, and I said no, so here we are. But first, I had to make curry chicken, which I had never done before either, so we, made that first, and now we're gonna make some chaffles out of that. Yeah. Yeah, I met Adrian last year at Ketopalooza. I've had her on my channel as well. But yeah, you gotta be careful what, certain things in the medical field, you have to be kinda careful what you talk about, um, especially if you're not if you're not a doctor and you start talking about certain things, then it can get pretty dicey sometimes. Everyone's saying hi. Looks like StreamYard has decided to, get its act together here, so we'll just let our Dash Minis finish preheating here. I guess I don't know if everyone else has seen it. I don't think it's something new. Um, the Dash has a appliance that makes egg bites too. So it's like a big waffle iron or press, but it's got little cups that you can make egg bites in. You make four of them at a time, kind of thing. So I've been contemplating picking one of those up. They're not too expensive, and then maybe I can do a review of that and let you know if it's worth having. Egg bites are fun, easy to do. Just whip up some eggs and cheese and ham or whatever in a bowl and just load it up, and then you've got some good grab and go uh, snacks for the day, kind of thing. Learned my lesson. Yep, that's for sure. The only kind of I've never, knock on wood, never had a strike of any kind. I've had claims on audio and stuff like that, but that's pretty easy to take care of. So they care if it interferes with their bottom line. They cared about health, well, yeah, that's the truth for sure. Yep. And I kind of thought too, I was wondering, and the only reason I did this uh, ketone monitor, the only reason I agreed to do that with the company when they asked me is because Anita over at Ketogenic Woman, she'd used it before too, and the same deal. So, and I didn't hear of her having any issues with it because it is a device that's technically not approved for use in the US or Canada. So, eh, it's kind of a gray area, but I haven't heard anything yet, and I put out 3 videos and 2 Instagram posts about it, so hopefully we're okay. So Dash minis are all warmed up. So to make the crispy chaffles, we're just gonna take some shredded Parmesan cheese, and we're just gonna put a layer of that down first on the bottom, and that'll start to melt. And then we're gonna take some of our chaffle mix here and hope that it's not too runny in the middle there. You guys get to see some of the what I go through every week with my recipes live. And then we'll just add some more Parmesan cheese right on top here. like that. We'll close up the Dash Minis and hope for the best. PK Adventures is here. As you can see, Ryan, thanks for coming by. I got a strike once. They made me go through watching a series of videos and answering questions to remove it. It was weird. Yeah, that does sound weird. Okay, so chaffles are cooking. Put the rest of that aside. We're just gonna make two chaffles that didn't really have much more mix left anyway. So I guess we might as well actually try the what turned into the biggest part of this adventure. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'll be doing that again. A really nice flavor. Obviously, curried things, or if you like that kind of flavor, it's got a really nice savory taste to it. And like I was saying at the beginning of the live stream, I just cooked up a big package of frozen uh, boneless, skinless chicken breasts last night. Um, all I did was uh, thaw them out just enough to break them apart, threw them straight in the Instant Pot, put in maybe half a cup of chicken stock in it with some seasoning, and set it for pressure cook for 45 minutes, and it just comes out. All you have to do is when you open it up, you just shred it up, and you've got shredded chicken that you can try. Here we go again. StreamYard is not keeping. Um, yep, welcome in, Ryan. Here I'm trying to click on messages on YouTube, thinking I'm over at StreamYard. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any kind of thing. They made me watch reflits for me. Never caught me. Yeah, remember Scared Straight bought tossed salad in India. Oh my God, am I ever missing a lot of conversation here? Back over to StreamYard, see if it's managed to keep up here. Um, yeah, looks like it caught back up again. So, okay, so I think judging by the chaffles and the lack of mess on the cutting board, I think they're cooking up pretty good. See if we can, you have to persuade it a little bit here to release, but I'll give them a couple more minutes there. So far, they look like they're doing pretty good. Juliet lives in Missouri, born and raised in Jersey City. Cool. Yeah, I grew up a couple hours from here. I'm in the London, Ontario area now, just outside of that city anyway. But I grew up north of Toronto, Ontario. It was a small town when I grew up there. It's not a small town now, but uh, it was same sort of weather as what we have here. Not really that much different, but Cool. So hopefully everyone's, looking forward to the weekend, having some time off or not having time off, and everyone's got so much different things going on in their lives, I guess. It's I'm gonna the plan. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done YouTube wise while I'm home alone for a few days. Um, the Like I was saying earlier, I'm not the kind of YouTube creator that's going to make content like this or in my kitchen. Whenever you see a video that I've made where I'm actually live commenting on it, that means that I've done it while I'm home alone because, again, I'm not the kind of person that's going to sit here and make a video and talk on camera while my wife's sitting in the other side of the room kind of thing. So um, I'm actually going to try and get ahead for once so that we're not um, racing to get videos done every week. So, okay, so our chaffles are looking pretty good here. See if we can actually get them out of the dash minis here without burning ourselves. I don't know if you can see that there. So they did turn out nice and crispy. I like these just little plastic tongs for extracting truffles. And there's the other one there. So I'm just going to put those on a wire rack, cool down for a little bit, so we won't destroy ourselves with hot truffles. They definitely smell good though, that's for sure. And I can tell already that they're nice and crispy, so that's my favorite part about them. I'll get it laid out too. I want to live like an animal. Just because I'm home alone doesn't mean I can't have some sort of manners. Yeah, truffle success again. It happens. Nice and crispy, yeah, for sure. I haven't been to Canada, all over the US, major parts of Australia and the Pacific. Yep, cool. Yep, we just um, back in October, we drove from Ontario over to BC on the West Coast. A lot of that was through the US. A, because it's cheaper to do that, and B, it's, if you live where we are, going up and over the lakes is just way too far and way too boring. So that's sort of what we did. So I've seen a lot of country this year. Um, you know, driving basically it was 10,000 kilometers that we drove in 2 weeks. So it was definitely not something that I want to do very often, but it was something worth doing once in my life, anyways. Yeah, the Chaffles definitely have like the the color of curry as well, like the yellow or the orange yellow color that the curry would give them. I don't know if you can see how which is having issues again. So might as well give these a try just so that I think the camera's having a meltdown. So like you say, give one of these a try. They're still pretty warm, but let me sort of open that up, pull that apart. Not much of a cheese pull, but you can probably still see the steam going there. So let's give this a try and see what uh, curry chicken chaffles are telling us. Yep, it's got all that. Not the flavor's not quite as intense as just eating the curry chicken by itself, but it's all there for sure. Nice and crispy on the outside, and then the inside is nice and chewy as well with the chicken. So definitely uh, turned out great. I wouldn't. I know when Matt and Mouse sort of commented on the community post, but the Wheel of Regret community post, it was more of, have you done this before than oh, this would be fun to do as a weird ingredient. Um, so I wouldn't really call this a Wheel of Regret ingredient, but I'm definitely glad that they suggested it, um, because I think it turned out really good. And I also have a full can of curry that I can eat with other stuff too. So yeah, hopefully that was worth the hour and a half tonight. We've done full hour and a half on the live stream, so it's been fun. But we'll probably wrap things up for tonight. Unless anyone has any questions, we'll have another video out sometime this weekend, and then I'll uh, get the start sharing some results from the continuous ketone monitor. Again, it's from what I've seen so far, the um, uh, the data that it's giving me is pretty much what I expected. Um, so I will definitely share my thoughts on that in upcoming videos, kind of thing. So stay tuned for that content too. So that's pretty much it for tonight. Thanks so much for being here with me, hanging out with me, doing this different kind of live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I do like doing them. They're a lot of work to get set up, but once they start rolling, they're a lot of fun as well. And getting to hang out with you guys and chat for an hour and a half is always a lot of fun. So cool. That's about it. We'll see you next Thursday. We'll keep building uh, our little pinball thing, whatever you want to call it. Just hang out for another hour, kind of thing. So that's about it. I will see everyone next Thursday, and then we'll probably do a premiere Saturday at some point with another video, maybe before I go to Niagara Falls, kind of thing. So we will see you next time. Keep on thriving, my friends.